Okay. Should be good on that now. Okay, wait, I have a new idea for fan fiction because I was really like in Zenkaiger, it was going to kind of let it die while I was over at Cedar Point, and kind of what also died is that I couldn't really catch up on Toku. So basically, the week that the retro episode came out, I couldn't watch that episode; just wasn't popping up for me. But I did watch the Saber episode for that week at the time. But after I kind of like stopped caring about Toku for a bit, and like so after that, June 21st, I think that Monday was the last Monday we were doing 10 to 8 because that week we started doing the whatever the anniversary festivities, which meant we were doing 10 to 10 every day. So basically did so it was right now that 21st, and then I did a ride night between then and the National Roller Coaster, which is the first time we were going back to 10 to 8 was when I did the parade, which was Gatekeeper and Wicked Twister. But that's beside the point. Today, it is going to be my final thoughts on Saber. I have some 01 movies to talk about. Dino Fury's Netflix drop, because today we got back into the traditional airings for national stuff. And then, Zenkaiger catch-up discussion, which I guess hinting at. Do a separate thing for the Super Senki stuff. I feel like doing today, I want to do a full catch-up, because I did do that. Even though I wasn't really planning on that, I might hold off on the Super Senki bit, but everybody's going to talk about it, so I might as well talk about it, Do you want to say that I heard the Phoenix Book of Ruin movie was going to be mostly fighting as advertised, and I found it to be pretty average. Technically, it's the whole both Luna, Sophia, and the ENT Sophia, which is kind of just eat up and not use at all. It's kind of like a buzzkill to me. The one that was thinking about the where May talks about Instagram Tabakt. Found that funny, and I did try and promote my Gilded group. It's kind of like Discord, but it was I was definitely a bit better. And at that, I wish the thread thing was more permanent. It didn't close after a certain amount of time for either. So if one can do it, I can set it to be unlocked permanently, or only set to be manually closed by a moderator and up. I would like that, and whoever does that first, I would then use that service for the group. So I'll either keep the Gilded group, or I would move it back to Discord, which I kind of had back when I only had this being my only channel, and press family and all that. I think I seen that when basically when he stock burned up, that he and Source kind of merged. I'm not sure if that was actually, because that was something that I saw to me. Anything that is basically that I'm not ready for the world end, and basically he uses Eternal Phoenix and getting that whole bit, but then I feel like it did get heartfelt in the end. But it does look like that driver is sort of going to be important to future movies, just not the book. So I think that was either destroyed or it's sealed away or something. Can't remember off the top of my head. It's already been a hot minute since showing. It's only been week or two because we did have the crossover with Revise 2 weeks ago because I did just watch pilot for Revise today. And I think the backstory is that Tassel, Isak, and the Majid were all like travelers traveling around the world, using old civilizations, kind of did like Avatar aspect that kind of how eloquently I decided that fan fiction there was like an Avatar type character that it's kind of like not really noticed or like care about until like the tail end, and so she plus are the equivalents of Rika and Ryoga, which are called Aquanor and Zadra, plus Zadra's father, who uses in the Kiva name, but it's the organization's power that goes between the Fungray Hunters. It's called Crusader. Crusader power with the parts like being called Crusader Zero, and then the main Crusader system. And Crusader, and then book. And they book power up for the power up. His whole plan of it is like a kind of a race to the top scenario, which interestingly takes like 2.5. I think it starts like at the end of 45, goes 46, and it was all 45. And they tell them 44, 45, 46, 7, something like that. It's kind of takes a while when you're binging. I did kind of feel the length, but it wasn't like John. If I was going to watch each week to week, but it was still a little drawn out over the course of the time I was binging. And I felt like initially, like, I was an idea of it, I just found like annoying for a lot of reasons people expressed. I'll give it a few weeks though. But the gimmick, especially in the crossover episode, reminded me more of Forze, how that gimmick is used, but it'll be a bit different based off the pilot. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot like the pilot definitely made it feel like them feel like a completely different thing, but maybe things will change over the next few weeks. So I probably won't discuss it in the October. Sure, if I do that, I might just wait until we get to December because then I'll have at least 8 episodes to discuss for Revise. So basically, last time we talked about Zenkaiger, we had Zock's debut. How much on the side specials? I did watch the Red Ranger movie today. Pretty good. I'll save that for a future time. I do feel like Mochi is like something people will get, but I don't think like as a plot in a traditional sense. I said, not really, but like people do know where it is, so I think it could work. The Beal one I felt definitely wouldn't work at all. Although again, still a reasoning as the Mochi's that actually the Beal one just looks cool, and it probably wouldn't work as well as the Mochi one, but I do feel it could work. Either perpetual Noon World creates perpetual noon by duplicating suns, and since Zox's his ship is usually just floating on space, Zox gets a good night's sleep. It's kind of like I noticed in the movie is that weird, like knowing Zox just won't show up to won't just swoop in, that's basically kind of like the only thought I had about the movie, so you get that. And basically, the reason with Tanner, what they do is they always got into fights, and that's kind of and they had one big fight in the SD world. It's interesting that Flint decided to turn Zox into an SD as well for the Robo combo between the Human Rangers and the robot forms. It's kind of weird, especially if they wanted to break their brothers out of that curse. But yeah, going back, just trying to have my thoughts there, that it was definitely a good show, but I probably would need to watch in the beginning and more like kind of like push or like binging it, kind of like I did for Zenkiva, especially since those were done years before I got into Rider. So I don't feel Saber's one that deserves a rewatch, at least for me. I feel like the Stacey relationship was kind of like cool to try to like develop is that, Kaito kind of actually feels like almost wishes he could be friends with them, especially when after Stacy meets the grandmother. It kind of makes me think about what my relationship that I had with my grandmother when I was a little kind of hard to think about that. But at least my throat's feeling a bit better. Now that I did wake up this morning gagging, but I think it's like a bit of my retainer like got my throat, but yeah, it just feels like clearing my throat a lot. And it's just a lot worse in the evening and at night. If I had backboard, that'd be good. So definitely maybe push it in bed down. It might help with that, but yeah. And I was guessing, hearing what happened with the Dino Fury episodes is that they actually used unused Megazord fight footage. I wonder if that's what the recycling episode was, is they created a monster that brought back previous monsters, so they decided to could reuse recycled footage, being on the cheap, Kind of shows how far Sentai's going down, even though I think here Major and Rice Soldier kind of have reached up a low plateau. And things aren't doing I think it's about average, I believe, with based off those now with Zenkaiger as well. Haven't really caught up with those costs, but so basically the next time I left off before coming back to it after getting back to the point was when with the dual episode. I think that was when the OG Balancing Robo was destroyed, and that was basically where Zenkaiger and Zenkaiger's rivalry kind of was subdued. I definitely like Zox's new summer drip. I really kind of want to do that for the Red Braid and get his big earring and necklace. That'd be really cool. I do feel like the retro episode, there was actually surprisingly a child beat plot in there. Didn't expect that, but it all, worked together. But I mean, not as well as I think they wanted. I would still say it's a very enjoyable episode, maybe one of the best their episodes so far. That doesn't involve, the Stacy rivalry. It is one of my favorites too, so it was nice to see that reenactment episode, but I do feel since I was spoiled with that, it didn't feel quite as heartfelt. I probably should close it off, but and I kind of want to see what the Lord Zed thing is, and after that I might mute the Dino Fury spoilers hashtag. But again, our heartfelt episode was the ghost hunting episode. That's kind of show that there is a lot coming out sometimes between Dino Fury and Zenkaiger. it's pure coincidence, but I kind of like how like the robo formation works. Like at the end, like when they announce when Kaito and Zox announce their Megazord formation, like it's kind of like the Zord's like kind of like that doing that. They just like cool, a little weird. Some new like backgrounds for like some dual attacks. Yeah, another deep episode was the vacation episode. Although there was like a few things like the trying to destroy watermelons. I don't know why about that, but it happens. But I do think Jigsaw Clip Show, that was kind of unique. Kind of unique, like going all the way back to the beginning. But it's like there's some essence of trying to stop it, but not stop time from going the way it did. But it really hasn't happened. So it's basically just a recap. Something I didn't expect is that they'd bring up Javi's addiction to marshmallows twice. Once in episode 9 of the camping, then again in episode 11 when he has like has hot chocolate after the bee messes with his emotions and nearly kind of get into a fight. But Slider was initially programmed as a rival character type to Mucus, just like Boom Tower, but then after using his illusion to be Mustafa and was defeated again using the unused Megazord fight footage, Mucus talks about saying, hey, we're best buds, and that makes up with the that'll line up with the Sentai footage. So as I mentioned, Tomb's just messed with the Ranger's emotions. Javi gets sensitive. Amelia feels anger. Izzy feels fear. Sarah gets lazy. Ollie is hyper. You get some good recent deep episodes from all three. Yeah, definitely more so the Ranger and Sentai. Do have some 0-1 movies to talk about. Which is Real Time and Mitsubo Chinare. Part 2 with Valkyrie and Vulcan. I believe was just in theaters. We might be having subs out now. I'm not going to focus on picking that out. I only just watched the Zenkaiger movie the other day, and I still need to watch Memory of Soulmates and Kirimage Ray Soldier. And I forgot to do my write-ups for Breaking Bad and the Fargo film. So I already watched those for classes. But yeah, I won't be talking about those. I'll tell you that I did watch Breaking Bad this morning because we were trying to get my mom to get to her Netflix account on my stuff. But then I decided, I'm going to go back to Prime Student, because I can get Prime, and I think it was like $3.99 for the pilot. I was actually comparing we actually had the original script. If I figured it's the original script and serial, compare that to the final episode. But yeah, on to movies. So, Real Time, again, Real Time means real time. 1-to-1. It's like an hour-long movie, only an hour passes. Aesthetically, thing is a hybrid of the Nazis and the KKK. So, it's ironic is that people he's trying to get support from are people he wants to destroy. So he's basically saving all the good people in order so he can build a new world and be with his love who died because of his. Ken Bailey says Daybreaktown is guilty of a lot. And also, Izunori is pretty much gets restored in this film. So this is the focus film for Zero and himself. Mitsuo Jinari is the villain writer focus, where they're unifying into one form, and that basically, I believe, at the end, kind of kills them. And also, Valkyrie and Vulcan's power are kind of used by Zaya, which is the new antagonist of this whole thing. So basically, the whole Metsu Bujari Bidar form is set up by the person who runs Zaya. But Jin, obviously, because of his original duty, was kind of almost makes him like a father figure because of the Zaya Kikai types were all based off rebuilding Jin. It's kind of interesting. And also, Azusa's kind of anticlimactic, just like the Anti-Sophia in Saber. It's been a little while since I've watched those movies. And yeah, it was even just between, I think it was like around the same time. Must have been like right after I did Disney and Toku, part 2 of the Constructing Disney content. So basically, the crossover bit, not only does it kind of work as they need to use together, but also it features the debut of Zock's use of the Zenkaiger gear, but we don't really have yet seen any other solo bits with that. So an adaptation of Zenkaiger would have to work around that, but also it kind of works that it's good that they need to skip those episodes. It surrounds like a star-crossed cursed lover story with the monsters. So usually the lovers in the story are only allowed to meet once a year. And that's by the they'll make wishes. And Zox, who gets to fight with the main trio, with the Shindai siblings joining with all 6 Zenkaiger. Basically, the first part was the aspect of wishes, and the second part was kidnapping women plot. But yeah, I can't wait till we get Spear Senki. I think that's going to be February or March 22. I believe that's dropping. Probably for subs, or probably I'll get around to it. As I mentioned, there's going to be more stuff other than Breaking Bad and Fargo, because we film versus TV pilot discussion, hopefully in October. Zenkaiger movie, we already did that, but another note I did have was the monster of that film was created from a kudak as punishment. So next time we'll be continuing with Zenkaiger, probably around 32. The Bebop Dream and Memory of Soulmates. Revise, maybe, but I'm probably going to focus on anything else I learned from the TV and stuff that I've been watching to that time. Or I might do some discussion about like ranking stuff, like I consider myself a film major, yet I have or have not seen X, Y, Z. That I think seems to be the plan for that. But yeah, a lot quicker of a one for today. Because really it didn't put as much. I did the others, just like catch up review, just dropping some thoughts I had into the ether. So what are your thoughts on Saber? And initial thoughts on Revise, as well as Zenkaiger's movies, and yeah. So have you watched the Netflix? Did you guys watch the Netflix episodes before watching this? Are you excited for where the rest of the season leads? Ion and WF's counterparts, and maybe Snake Eyes showing up. Who knows on that? So yeah, that's all I have today. And be sure to subscribe and get notifications so you know when I stream next. Because over here, the idea is that I'll be doing live episodes, once a month, maybe. Don't know. October will be busy with haunt trials and stuff. Doing work and watching content. So if not, then I already did set aside a slot in mid-November. So have a good break between Halloween slate and the Christmas holiday season slate. Content over on my other channel, History and Leisure. So if you're into the theme park and travel and stuff, be sure to check that out. But yeah, this whole live stream thing actually started because I was studying abroad in Madrid, and Spaniards are times a lot different. So like they'll have football on or soccer here at like 10 o'clock at night. So it's 10, 9, 6, it's 4 o'clock. So I could do this at 10 o'clock at night in Spain, hopefully. And it'll be around this time actually over back here in the States. So yeah, you can join me, you can chat about things going on, That's more the end of this will be kind of like, kind of like the Grove Show, except it's for TV and film. I might do some discussion stuff. Cool ranking thing I think me and Sarah could do earlier is doing a pre-recorded audio episode with Trent, not your normal guy, theme parks do. Or something like I was splitting off, keeping this my TV film channel, and then I moved my vlogs and theme park related stuff, over to a new home. He kind of did the opposite, where he moved the TV and film stuff to a new home in a retro slate style, and then he moved all the theme parks, and then he continued with the theme park stuff. But the main reason I decided to keep this TV and film channels because of the live streams. So I might just keep the live streams where they happened versus pure record content, which is fine. Where it goes, it's where it goes. So yeah, enough rambling. Comment, subscribe, strike the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.